So here we are for the first ever recording of a On the Trail with Guyver episode. Today we're going to be looking at how I'm going to fix my carrying handles for my kayak. Snapped last night on a full moon paddle. Here's the one from the back, which we're going to replace also. And the one from the front, which, as you can see, snapped. And earlier that evening, it had snapped, and I had just simply put a new knot in it, and it broke again further on down the line. So now I'm just going to replace the whole entire cord. And to do that, I'm going to be using some good old trusty 550 paracord. This should be strong enough to do what I need to do and should last quite a while. And I'm going to use two different kinds. I've got some reflective thread that I'm going to use in the front, and some glow-in-the-dark thread that I'm going to use for the back. Now, the first thing I want to do is take the old cord out of the handle, and I'm going to get a measurement on it, so that way we can measure out the new cord. I'm going to go a little bit longer than this because it's have a knot I'm going to use on the inside of the handle. And so I'll be back after I get the measurements and when I'm ready to tie the knot. So the key behind cutting 550 cord is to always use a sharp pair of scissors or a sharp knife. So you want your cut as clean as possible. And then before you do anything else, you want to use a lighter. I always use one of these, blowtorch style lighters. So you want to burn the ends so that way the inner core does not fray. Alright, so I've got the piece that I'm going to use, and as we can see, I did make it significantly longer than the old one. Alright, so I've got my handle, and before, what they had done is they just simply taken, the cord and ran it through the handle and then tied knots on either end to keep it in there. So we had two cords coming out like this from the handle. What I want to do is I'm going to run both ends of my cord through the holes, but instead of just tying separate knots in each one, I'm actually going to tie them both together. And to do that, I'm going to use at least what I've always seen called a fisherman's knot. So I'm going to line up my two cords like this. And you want to make sure you got lots of slack on it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to do a couple of twists, and I'm going to feed. I always do this wrong. I'm going to feed it back through. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Put a couple twists in it. Okay, I need a little more slack to get this started. I'm going to take this and a little more through. Alright. Put my couple twists in it. And then bring it through the loop. And there's plenty of videos out there you can get to show you how to tie these, and it'll look a lot prettier than mine for sure. I'm just going down and dirty. But the idea is now, no matter how hard you pull on either side, all it does is it makes it tighter and tighter. But then just by twisting and pushing the knot together, it'll loosen back up if I ever need to untie it. So I got my knot in here. I'm going to feed the line back through. I want to do it in such a way that my knot sits really close to dead center in between the two holes in that handle. So that way when I'm carrying it like this, that knot is right in between. So now I've got my completed tow handle, and it is a little bit longer than the original, or the good one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo that knot and take up a little bit more slack to shorten it up, because even with the original ones that came with the kayak, I always felt they were too long. So I want to take this time to go ahead and shorten it up a little bit. Just going to go ahead and pause the video while I redo that knot and take up some length. Alright, so I've taken up some slack by redoing the knot. As you can see, I've got all this extra just kind of hanging out here. So I'm going to go ahead and take my knife, cut off the part I'm not going to use. Sorry about that. And then take my lighter, melt the ends, give it a good tug, feed the knot back to the handle. Looks like it's positioned pretty well. I don't think you guys can see that too. There we go. As you can see here, it is shorter than the original, and I'm happy with that length. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other handle. Replace the black cord with the 550 cord with the glow in the dark thread in it, and I'm getting them reattached to my kayak, and I'll be back when I'm ready to loop them through. Alright, so I've got both my handles done, and I think I did a fairly good job getting them both lined up equal length. I think the green one is a little bit longer than the front one, but I'm not sure if it's long enough to where I really want to do anything about it. And next I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach them to my kayak. Alright, so sorry for the delay. I did decide to take up some slack on the green one because it was starting to bug me that it was slightly longer than the glow in the dark one. And even though this series of videos are going to be called On the Trail with Guyver, I do plan on posting more videos of me reviewing gear, doing simple trail fixes, things like that. Please ignore the fact that I'm doing this repair on my front porch. But yeah, so now I've got my completed tow strap, or carrying handle. All I'm going to do is slide it through the hole in my kayak that came with it for the old one, loop it through, and there we go. So simple as that. And then as I use it, carry it, this will tighten up, and then I'll kind of take that shape. But either way, I have to go through some pretty heavy stuff in order for that to come undone. Actually, I'm not sure if I like that one, so I might undo it, feed it through the bottom, Actually, I think I like that better. But there we go. Just want to say thank you very much for your time and for watching the debut episode of On the Trail with Guyver. Alright, take care. Happy trails.